In the fact-checking ChatGPT assignment, step 7 is kind of complicated, and so I wanted to give this video walkthrough of how this step works. In this step, we've already figured out which sources from the LLM's essay, we've already figured out which sources actually exist or not. And now we are checking whether or not the cited sources actually support the claim that the LLM says they support. So I've got my essay on student loan forgiveness here from ChatGPT. And we're looking in particular in this case at this entry right here. This paper by Sorrell and Laws, which is cited up in the text right here. And so here in the spreadsheet, I've simply copied and pasted that sentence into the spreadsheet. So this is the claim. We've also included the citation. And the reason why we want the LLM to include page numbers is because that will mean we'll just have to look at this one particular page to figure out whether or not this citation actually supports the claim. So coming back here, I found this source. This source exists and it's open access, which means that I don't need to be on campus to get access to it. I do need to pull up the PDF, which in this case, there's a view PDF option. And then I need to go to the particular page. So in this assignment, I'm not expecting you to read through a whole 19-page academic journal article and figure out whether it supports a particular claim. Instead, we're going here to page 380. Which is right here. So there's this chart up at the top, and then we have a few paragraphs of text down here. So now what I'm going to do, let's see. The source does exist, so this first possibility doesn't apply. If the source exists and the LM does give me page numbers here, so I was able to find a particular page that supposedly supports the claim. So this option possibly doesn't apply. And in some cases, you might not be able to access the PDF, especially if you're doing this off campus. I happen to get lucky that this particular paper was available open access, meaning I can access it anywhere. But for a lot of these, you will probably need to be on campus to get access to the PDF. Yeah, please do this step on campus so that you can access the PDF version. Okay, but Sorrell and Laws 2024 exists. We have page numbers and we can access the PDF. We found the particular page number, page 380. And then we want to look at the claim. So the claim here says, proponents argue that targeted forgiveness policies would mitigate the racial wealth gap, since low-income and minority borrowers who are disproportionately affected by student debt stand to gain the most. Okay, so we can start by basically sort of skimming the page for keywords. So does the page say anything, for example, about the racial wealth gap? We come through here, and it takes a couple of minutes. Some of this is technical. So there are some technical ideas from statistics right here in this sentence. Don't worry about that too much. If the whole page is too technical for you to understand, that is totally okay. You can put unable to tell here for whether the source supports the claim. In this case, that's just a couple of sentences here that are kind of technical. And skimming through, this page doesn't seem to say anything in particular about the racial wealth gap. There's some discussions here about differences in income, differences in occupation or profession, but nothing here about the racial wealth gap. And so in this case, no, the source does not support the claim. That doesn't mean that there might not be other pages in this article or other things in the source that do provide support for the claim, but the particular page cited by ChatGPT to support this claim about targeted forgiveness policies mitigating the racial wealth gap, no. It does not support the claim in here.